What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Rugby Sense, where we take 5 minutes to talk about USA Rugby news and entertainment.
We're back. We're back for another week. So this week we're recapping Wellington Sevens, seeing what Sydney Sevens has to offer. So in a little bit of international rugby, see what USA did. Seeing revisiting our picks from last week with the college rugby, making some picks for this week, and then talking about some of the best rugby videos on the internet.
Rugby Sense! Bruh, another great week, man. How was your weekend?
It was good. Danced the night away to Mardi Gras ball in a multicolored suit, but it was fantastic. How about yourself?
Hey, not bad, Had a nice little busy week. Got to watch some great rugby. Got to hear about some great rugby. I mean, I can't be mad with it. Dude, I'm
Yeah,
ready to talk about this shit.
not at all. It's good stuff, man. It's good stuff.
Dude. All right, man, let's start it off right away. Dude, international rugby right off the bat, Wellington Sevens. USA went in. Let's put it 5 minutes on the board.
All right,
US,
let's get after it.
let's go.
Yeah, USA. I mean, the thing that I enjoyed most about that was the championship game. The All Blacks coming back on South Africa. Sonny Bill Williams kind of messed up, kind of almost screwed over his team, but how the team persevered and was able to come over and beat the Springboks was pretty amazing. It was probably one of the better championship sevens games that I've ever seen.
Dude, you have to give them a lot of credit. They definitely came back after the New Year's, kind of relieved. Like, you could see, like, the angst. They were hurting from the first two. We talked about how, they lost to U.S. 3 times over the fall, but it looks like they seem to have gotten back to form. Like you said, Sonny Bill Williams debuting at sevens, and it can never be a bad game whenever the Springboks and the All Blacks are facing each other. I mean, that's classic. That's classic rugby that's happening right there.
No, definitely I agree. I mean, it was cool to see him for the first time playing sevens. 'Cause it's a different ball game than 15s. So I say maybe give him a few more tournaments under his belt. He could be a real threat. But you never know. Or he's just meant for 15s. I mean, it could be. I don't think he'll be like a decent sevens player. I think it's going to go either two ways, where he's like really good, or he just flops and he just sticks with 15s.
I've always found it weird whenever if the skills don't cross over. Though I do figure they're obviously supposed to be they have their different elements, but I think he'll be all right. I mean, he's still an athletic guy. He still knows rugby. I mean, that's the basics. It's just making sure that you're a little bit quicker with your passes and that you get back and not get touched as much. All right, let's talk about the USA in this. I think they came into this way freaking cocky. I mean, they ended sixth overall again, but they came into this really cocky.
I agree. I mean, I think it kind of got to their heads. I mean, they have arguably two of the better players in the series, Carlin Isles, Perry Baker, and they just didn't perform to where I liked at all. I mean, coming off of Wellington Sevens where they did a lot better, I don't know. They have to pick it up for Sydney. That's all I have to say.
There you go. I mean, I have to say it was a little disappointing. I know, like, beat Samoa, but they played like absolute garbage against England, like complete shit against England. They came back like the France game was great. And I mean, the score looked closer than what it was. USA, I feel, dominated France pretty well. And then they kind of flopped against Fiji. I feel like once again the U.S. falls into the intimidation of the team and not necessarily into playing up to what they are. It's like once pressure starts building on, they start to freak out and like, oh my God, this is a major team. We gotta beat them. We gotta beat them, and vomit on themselves. And it's they're talented. It's just you guys get too jacked up for the moment. Like it gets too jacked up. You get too hyped on yourself. It's
No, I
annoying.
agree. I agree. And then do bleh.
Exactly. It's just So I mean, yeah, they need to come back against Sydney. They got to make up for this stupid loss to Australia put
Yeah.
in the plate semifinals. So you got to get your life right because you got
Get your
expectations.
mind right.
Get your
Get your
mind
mind
right, son.
right. Yeah, no, I mean, yeah, for Sydney, what are they? I have already. Oh yeah, Japan's in their pool. England again, so maybe they get a little redemption there in Wales. So pretty fairly competitive pool they have going into Sydney.
I mean, and it should be, I don't think any slack should be given on the U.S., but I think they should be doing better than six. Like, once again, at the end of Wellington, you look at it and it's just like, okay, it's the same people who are up there. Like, the same people that you'd expect to be up there. That doesn't entertain me. I want you to be better. And so, like you said, yeah, they need to be better than in Sydney and come back strong. They get to just take the week, go across the little ocean a little bit, and go and take it over again, and get your head right. Stop getting so hyped up on the moment. Like, be concentrate, be the skilled, talented, developed team that you guys have been for the last year or so. You know, dude, I have to say the weirdest thing was watching Wellington was seeing how empty the stadiums were. It was like watching
Yeah,
sevens.
that is weird. That's really weird.
I mean, what I understand is that people are not allowed to drink in the stadium anymore. I think that's like the weirdest and stupidest thing I've ever heard.
That
And
that your ticket sales are gonna just the
yeah,
amount of money you would make off concessions alone would
I mean,
it's
yeah,
just dumb.
I would say I feel like just increase the amount of cops if there's been rowdiness happening.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
just
Add on to the security staff.
exactly, because taking away drinks, like, why do people even fucking watch sports if they're not
Yeah,
gonna drink?
exactly.
You know, but
Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
say what?
I said that just doesn't make sense.
No, it makes no sense. It sounds awful. It sounds blasphemous. All right, 5 minutes are up. Dude, women's rugby. We'll talk about USA Rugby a little bit and go into it. ARCs are coming up this week. We got USA playing Argentina this week. Next week they play Canada, and the week after that they play Chile, a team that I didn't even know had a rugby team because it's Chile. But I'm not.
The more you know.
Say
The
what?
more you know. I said the more you
The
know.
more you know. And also on top of that, the women's rugby finally has a real ranking system by World Rugby, and the USA women are sixth in 15s in the world. So let's put 5 minutes on the clock, get it started, and go, dude.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think it's pretty interesting because I mean, you don't really hear that much about USA Women's Eagles rugby at all. I mean, they're not that much in the media. I haven't really heard much about them in maybe the last 3-4 months. Because I feel like with everyone just so focused on the USA men's sevens, they're kind of stealing the show. But I am incredibly excited to come watch it. Because to be honest, I think I've only seen 1 or 2 games, and I think Argentina will be a good test. I mean, known for their rugby, and I'd even be excited to see Chile too to see what they bring to the table. Because honestly, upsets you never know. So I'm definitely excited to see USA Chile for sure.
Yeah, no, I don't know so much about USA Chile just because I don't know what to expect from it, but I feel like it will be the most evenly matched setup for this. One of the things that are really big for this particular tournament is that USA is going to be playing so many young players. Like there was an article that talked about essentially that 2/3 of this men's team are under 27 years. This is probably going to be one of the youngest teams that we've watched play in the last 2-3 years.
Hmm.
So I'm excited to hear. Like you said, I think they're definitely they're definitely overrun by the men's sevens team, but that's natural. You always want to pay attention to the winners, and then eventually you root for the ones that aren't doing as well, especially if you're already loyal to them, but you kind of like sweep them to the sides, like get your life
Yeah.
together, and then I'll be back to help boost you up. But I'm actually really excited to watch this team as well. I really want to see what these age rate systems. I know people like down here, Cameron Falcons, this guy from Austin. You got Mike Teo, who's been in the U20s, played a couple years back in the U20s World Rugby Series, Rugby World Series. We got 11 essential age rate guys who grew up playing rugby pretty much all their lives, and in the system they've got a little bit of they have a little bit of experience with the American Rugby Championships, playing against Canada and the likes like that. But I'm really excited to see how this group ends up getting cohesive because with new coach John Mitchell, it's a new guy. He's wants to create the culture and set it up going into 2019. So he's even looking long term, not even trying to look at the immediate phase. He's trying to build everything, and this is going to be his first game. And of course, the biggest favor of all is Todd Clever came back. What?
And as captain.
And as captain. So,
That I love that. Absolutely love that. I mean, that's just bringing back Captain America right there. I mean, the face of USA Rugby, one of the best guys to put on the USA jersey. So excited. I was so happy with that move.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying, obviously, I won't lie, I did question not his commitment. I questioned the attitude, before the letter came out, and then after the letter he put out, I was like, okay, maybe you got a point, and I'm an asshole for thinking about that as he is. But I do say he was at some partial fault. But I'm glad that he didn't have such a grudge against USA Rugby that he wasn't willing to come back. But I think he's going to make a great leader for this, and especially for a young team, especially
Yeah.
considering that
Oh, there's no one better to look up to.
right, you lost Chris Wiles, who apparently is Captain America too. Like, this shit completely threw me off. Like, whenever they were talking
What?
about he's Captain America, and I was like, wait, I thought Todd Clever was Captain America. Like,
You gotta pick one. Just because he left doesn't mean you just take the nickname.
exactly. Like, it's like, no, dude, there's only one Captain America. You can be who's his sidekick? You can be Winter Soldier. Call him Winter Soldier. That's Chris Wiles. Chris Wiles is Winter Soldier. Captain Todd Clever was Captain America. I'll go with that one. But for a young team, this is gonna be awesome.
Yeah,
I think it's
that's no better leader than Todd Clever to lead a young team.
Right. But I am excited. I guess I'll go over my prediction for this game later on. But I don't have an excessive amount of hope going into it. But I do expect to see a lot of a decent played rugby. But I think there's going to be a lot of cohesion issues because
definitely.
This is the first time they're all playing together at the same time.
True. I mean that's just growing pains, and
Right.
And I would like that's the difference between USA Rugby and like England and New Zealand is they're not always playing. I mean, together and against each other in a professional league. They're always New Zealand, they always come together to practice. I mean, USA, what do they get, like a week or two to come together before they go to tournaments? Yeah, so it'll be tough.
All right, dude, that was 5 minutes. We didn't get to talk about the women's rugby a little bit, so I'm just gonna let this run a little bit longer because you know what? F them. Why do you think I'm gonna stop? I do what I want. Get on my level. But I wanted to just talk about the women's rankings. Kudos to the women for getting sixth place starting off. I mean,
that's impressive. That's impressive.
It gives a lot. I think a lot of credit because we've seen them play in little spurts. We've never had like a really big marketed match for the women. There's been stuff that you find out is happening, like the women playing against Canada or something like that. But you never get like that solid one. So I'm really happy to hear that they got sixth starting off. And then add to that, I mean, a lot of credit I'll give to American Rugby Training, Pro Training Camp. The facility up in Arkansas.
Oh my God! Just spewing out athletes.
It's spewing it out. Just my God, the rugby players coming out there.
They're doing wonderful. I love that, but they're doing wonderful things down there.
Is the one progressive thing that Arkansas could ever do.
Yeah, exactly. Besides Arkansas State and that place, that's all that state has going for them.
Arkansas State, University of Arkansas, and Corey Jones and ARPTC. There,
yeah.
ARTPC, American Rugby Pro Training. Center. There we go. Center. That's where it is. But yeah, so I want to at least make the mention on that, and I can't wait to see when their next game is, since I don't know when it's going to be. But I don't care about the Six Nations either. If the USA women are in it, I mean, I'd love to see that the women's Six Nations are happening. I just don't care that much.
I agree.
Yeah. All right. So let's move on to question of the day. All right. The question of the week. 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 It's the question of the week. Oh yeah. All right. And this question of the day is, what was the best rugby video that you've seen in the last month? And subsequently, what did you consider the worst rugby video that you've seen this month? I'm throwing 5 minutes on the block. Let's go.
Well, The best rugby video I think I've seen is one that dropped today that I'm sure everyone's talking about is the rugby scrum versus the Formula One car. That blew my mind. I don't know if they kind of, if, I mean, obviously, I don't know if there was some Hollywood behind that or if the car wasn't actually like going as, as they said, but still incredible that
Yeah,
just a bunch of grown men could move, like just go against a race car and
yeah.
not just fall on their face.
That was bad. Look, I gotta get. That's really great marketing by Red Bull and United World Sports. I mean, USA Sevens. I mean, Rhino Rugby. It was really good marketing. I really liked it. It was catchy. It looked competitive. It was real freaking marketing. It was probably one of the few times that you looks like they're putting legitimate effort to try and make the game flashy, like
Yeah.
make it sparkle, like get you hyped on stuff that's not just a big hit video.
Yeah, exactly. That was, yeah, I think that was one of the more unique ads I've ever seen, and not just for rugby, but for sports in general. Because I mean, you always see the stuff like, oh, a football team pulled a plane, but like that is a really freaking powerful vehicle that
That
they're moving
is
against.
right. You're talking about 600 miles per hour,
Yeah,
just pushing at you, and you're holding back.
yeah,
Wolfpack life. Recognize the forwards. Get on
squad, squad.
squad.
What was your favorite video?
So for me, my favorite video, I don't want to know if I can call it my favorite, but I found it probably the funniest video. Was get my hair right. Was the during the Wellington Sevens, they played this. It was a Rugby Sevens card game, digital card game, and it was Carlin Isles and a couple other players, Sevens players, playing this card game, and it's their trading card, digital trading cards, and I thought it was the funniest freaking thing I've ever seen because it looked so cheesy and so campy. I was like, what are we gonna do with this? This is like Yu-Gi-Oh for rugby. Like, hey, dude, I want to throw my Carlin Isles in, and I'm gonna
Yeah,
update
right.
you on a Sonny Bill
And
and a Dan
I'll up you
Carter.
a Perry Baker.
Right, exactly. And I would see what you react to me against with your random Samoan and Fijian
Yeah,
guy. Oh man, it was just like, what is this? But hey, you know what? Placate to the kids, and they're the guys in the video. They just look so goofy with their smiles, trying to like pretend like
oh, I know
they
exactly what you're
understand.
talking about. Yeah, such fake smiles.
It was hilarious. They're looking at it, they're like, what the hell are we doing? Like, what is this? This is,
I am not getting paid enough for this.
and right? It's like, what am I doing with my life? Is the money really worth it? You know what? Eff it. I love the
I
game
guess.
enough. I'll do what I do. I'll do what I gotta do, man. Get your name, get your face out there. Just get your face out there. So, yeah,
Definitely.
World Rugby Productions happening right there.
Exactly, exactly.
And then, as far as the proverbially, I won't say it was the worst video, but it was the least impressive video. And they came back strong. They came back all right with some other ones. They're building up, I see. But it was Pro Rugby's first full video, the first one they did. And I think the biggest knock that I had for it was they took one shot where they had this guy just running. And he just looked goofy because he had the worst running form. His arms were all over the place, his leg formations over. And look, not to say that I'm gonna be the bearer of the mastery of running form, but I know at least if you're going to present professionalism and you want elite athletes, at least get an athlete.
Yeah,
that
at least have
knows
someone who can run.
Right, who knows how to run correctly. And especially if you're going to do it in slow motion.
Oh yeah,
I want the guy
yeah,
who is square to square,
yeah, nice and tight.
nice
Nice.
and tight. Really do that 40 like it really matters.
Yeah,
I was just like, it's
yeah.
so goofy.
I agree. It just looked dumb, and I wasn't a big fan of the music in that video at all either.
Yeah, the music was pretty shit-tastic. But you know what? Yeah, again, it's piece by piece. This is what they do. Just understand, pro rugby. I still love you. I support it. I'm, waiting to see what happens. But I'm going to have to make fun of you because this is what we do.
Exactly, exactly.
It's teasing out of love, of criticism. This is the buildup. So you keep being strong. They're probably never going to let me go to any of their events, but, whatever.
Yeah, you just got all of our media rights revoked.
All of it just revoked. Never to see one game ever. Have to pay they would make us pay 3 times extra just to see our
Yeah,
names.
exactly.
All right, 5 minutes are up. All right, so let's move on to games from this weekend and predictions for what we have coming up. Just starting off, great weekend of rugby. You know, we had a chance to broadcast LSU versus TCU game and film the LSU versus Arkansas State game, so that was great. I know you were in Spring Hill, being able to watch the women versus Alabama, getting a chance to watch, obviously, other games, experience other games, I guess. Dude, let's talk about the predictions first and foremost. Put 5 minutes on the clock, and dude.
Yeah, so last week went two different ways for me. The women's team, I predicted Spring Hill over Alabama, and that was incredibly wrong. Bama took was it a 44-0 win over SHC?
40-0 win. 40-0.
40-0, something like that. And then I predicted Cal over Cal Poly, which I nailed right on the head. Cal took that W 79-0. No surprise, elite level rugby right there. But it was just pretty much two extremes for me last week.
I mean, look, that's what happens. Sometimes you just got to go with it. Not everyone is capable of predicting the balance like some of us, where both of our team predictions happening to be in the same campus, happening to be on the same field, same time, happen to dominate both of their wins. And, I'm not going to say because I'm a great predictor, but I am going to say greatness seems to just admit from it. But no, my LSU teams...
Nope.
Can you feel all this humility coming in?
Yeah. I don't see much coming out of there, man. Yeah, you're just so humble.
Well, I gotta give credit. LSU men and women took care of their jobs. LSU women defeated Arkansas State 43-15, and then LSU men came back and defeated Texas Christian in their first D1A game, 52-7. So great play by both teams. Obviously I expected it, I predicted it, but it was a really good game to watch. Both teams have a lot of raw talent on it. So it's exciting to see what's up. Dude, let's talk about what is happening for this week.
Cool. Yeah, I mean, two of the cool games. So my first one for the men's, Cal again. I just know it's pretty cool matchup. They're taking on British Columbia. I'm taking British Columbia over Cal. Kind of mixing it up a little bit and maybe throwing a new opponent at them. So I'd like to see how they handle it. And then
Those
for the
damn
women,
Canadians.
yeah, exactly. And then for the women, I'm going to take Mid Tennessee over North Georgia. I feel like they're the more fit team and maybe the more kind of put together, like a developed team, I'm trying to say.
Yeah. Hey, look, if the Middle Tennessee women are coached anything like the men, I expect them to do really well.
Yeah, exactly.
Shout out to Jody Hensley for the MTSU people. But, I think I expect a lot of good things from that. So for me, I wanted to take it to the national side. I kind of alluded to it earlier. The USA taking on Argentina. As much as I am a USA Eagles fan, and I'd like to make it on the mark, I am a big USA Eagles fan. Win or lose, I will always be rooting for them. But I don't expect them to win this game. I think Argentina is going to take this. Even if it is Argentina's quote B-side, they are still a very well-developed B-side. Like, these are guys that played in Super League overseas. These are guys that have worked under the Argentinian program. This is an Argentina side that works against the A side, who plays against New Zealand, South Africa, and freaking Samoa. Who's the other one for the four nations?
Tonga?
Is it Tonga? No, not Tonga. Samoa. Anyways, in that four nations, So, is it Japan? No, not Japan. But anyways, they play against New Zealand and South Africa on a regular basis, and those guys play against the guys that play those people. Plus Super Rugby being added in there. I'm sorry, it's an overmatch. It's just too much of an overmatch. I can't expect anything really major to happen. So, but I do expect it to be a good game. I expect to watch a lot of the young guys come in. Shout out to Cam Fowl, recognize Louisiana, represent. I do expect to show, but this is John Mitchell's first game. Like, how much time? You got hired 2 weeks ago. Can't really have that much time to work with these guys.
That's it. Wait and see, baby. Wait and see.
This is a true story. This is a true story. There's still 24 seconds left, but you know what? We'll cut it and go over some final thoughts. Dude, I'm glad it's another week that we got by. It's good to get it done.
Yeah, because we just keep killing the game, man.
We keep killing it.
Exactly.
They don't recognize it. Dab.
Yeah.
Dude, how awesome was it that freaking New Zealand started dabbing? Like, this shit's gone international. This is insane.
Incredible. Incredible.
Cam, thank you. You don't realize your impact on rugby.
Thank you so much, Cam Newton, for giving us this. Because I love dabbing.
Dude, I do. And you know what was nice? Nobody was pissed off. I don't think there's going to be any letters going out to any, fucking all-black players.
Don't need it.
You're messing up the game and blah, blah,
nope.
blah. So, yeah, get political on this shit.
Exactly.
But, dude, it was awesome. Another great week. Until next time.
Sounds good, man.
Yo, this is Rugby Sense.
No nonsense.
Eat it, and we are out!